Social butterfly is the point of that. Not really a social person at all. I'd probably refer to myself as more of a social cocoon dweller. That'd be a little more accurate. And not a whole lot of people like a party pupa, if you know what I'm saying. I try to get out. One time I went out to a nightclub to try to meet some people. Everyone there was drinking, dancing, talking, having a good time. Meanwhile, I'm trying to beat the high score on the Pac-Man machine in the corner. That's a joke, by the way. Of course I beat the high score. While I was there, I got to talking with this, I guess she was a raver chick. She had this big colorful wig and these huge furry boots. I didn't get the appeal of that. I know it works for me. I've done a lot of internet research on that topic. All I'm saying is slutty Muppet doesn't work for me. Given the opportunity, I am not so sure I would go down and Fraggle Rock. Some weird stuff going on in the world, folks. Even in my own neighborhood. One of my neighbors told me that a coyote was spotted in the woods near my house. That's a little scary, folks. I should have known there was a coyote in my area, though, because I was getting all these packages from Acme that I hadn't ordered. But I painted a picture of a tunnel on the side of my shed, and I'm hoping he'll run into it. Weird stuff going on all over the world. I read a story from Russia about a cafe that had a live bear as an attraction. Nice little recipe for disaster, right? Yeah, a woman got a little too close to the cage, reached inside the cage, and the bear ripped her arm off. That is a terrible story. But when I thought about it, I realized that, I guess in Russia, bears have the right to your arms. Can you imagine if that would have happened in the United States? That woman probably would have filed a lawsuit against the cafe. At least that'd be a pretty quick case. Your Honor, the defense calls Charles Darwin to the stand. I think we can prove this woman's intelligence single-handedly. Little about me, I'm from Belleville, Illinois. That's the appropriate reaction to that. But Belleville has a nickname. Do you know what it is? Bell Vegas. Does that make any sense at all? Belleville and Las Vegas have pretty much nothing in common, except that if you spend enough time in either place, you end up broke and depressed. What happens in Bell Vegas stays in Bell Vegas because it can't afford to go anywhere else. A little more about me, I'm sure you could tell just by looking at me, but I am a huge fan of professional wrestling. Yeah, and it's not really something you bring up in your first conversation with someone, is it? Not first date material. Admitting you watch a lot of wrestling, same sort of stigma as admitting you watch a lot of porn. Either way, someone is going to look at what you're watching, and they're going to say, come on, no one gets that big naturally. But no one has ever had to sit a porn enthusiast down to tell them, you know they don't really love each other, right? Wrestling's fun to watch. Every once in a while there's a bit of a blooper and something goes wrong. A couple years ago at WrestleMania, it was at the Superdome, and Hulk Hogan was there and accidentally called it the Silverdome. Standard slip of the tongue, right? But more recently I realized Hulk Hogan is just not that good with colors. That's sort of topical. A little more about me. I'm off the market these days. By that I mean I was recalled due to low demand. Have you ever gone to a matchmaking website, filled out your profile, asked it to send you to your ideal matches, and then get sent to a website that sells blow-up dolls? That's not good. Had some interesting jobs. I used to work at a radio station, which was a little weird because I'm clueless about music. For the longest time I thought Nickelback was a midget football player. I don't always understand the lyrics. I heard a song one time. It may have been in a strip club. That part's not important. But in the song, the singer compared his penis to Jesus. Which didn't make sense to me because who wants one that takes 3 days to rise? That was the groaner, really? Yeah. Got the holidays coming up. It's going to be cool to see my family again. The only thing about getting together with the family is there's always the one family member. You can probably sympathize with me on this. Instead of being happy and thankful for what he has, he spends the whole time complaining about what he doesn't have. And it's the same stuff every year, sitting at the holiday dinner table complaining about what he doesn't have. Butter, salt, a white president, all the usual stuff. Speaking of holidays, as you probably figured out, Valentine's Day, not my favorite holiday in the world. I just like to refer to it by its initials, VD. Because both kinds of VD are red, irritating, and expensive. But Valentine's Day is one type of VD that goes away if we just ignore it for 24 hours. I'm going to get out of here in a little bit. I don't have any t-shirts or CDs for sale after the show, but my mom's really big into gardening, so I got some zucchini to unload if you're interested. All right, that is my portion of the show. You guys ready to keep the show moving?